everyone, Tony Bears here again, and I just saw the X-Men Dark Phoenix trailer, and nothing excited me about it. I'm more confused than anything. I don't know what the plot is, I don't know who the villain is, unless it's Jean herself, and we saw that already with X-Men 3, The Last Stand. At least X-Men 3 had a subplot involving the drug that would suppress mutants' powers. This movie doesn't seem to have much of a plot other than to stop Jean, but what's her motivation? What's her objective? It seems that they are remaking X-Men 3, which would be fine, but it doesn't seem that they are doing anything new or exciting with it. Let's go through what I think is going to happen in the movie from what I pieced together from the trailer. And I'm going to try to go through this chronologically as I see how I think it's going to happen in the movie. We see that Jean's parents die when Jean uses her powers in a car ride. This seems like an accident, but some are saying that she killed her parents, but we will see. And the professor takes her in as a child and uses his powers to control hers. This same thing happened in X3. We see the X-Men go into space for some reason. This is what happened in the comics. I believe that Professor X guides the X-Men through Cerebro, and then they see the Phoenix Force in space, and it enters Jean's body, and it's so powerful that the Professor X can sense this back on Earth. Back on Earth, Beast tests Jean and discovers that Professor X has been trying to control her powers this whole time. Beast tells Mystique, and she confronts the Professor, and of course Mystique doesn't like this since the Professor tried to subdue Mystique's powers as well. Jean feels betrayed, and she joins Magneto on his island, which many suspect to be Genosha, and it looks like some hippie commune for mutants to me. This also happened in X3, where Jean joined Magneto's side. There she also meets Jessica Chastain's character, who we have no idea who she is yet, but she seems to be a villain. Some have said she might be Lilandra, or the White Queen, Emma Frost, or like a female version of Mr. Sinister, or Madeline Pryor, or even Cassandra Nova. I'm guessing that she is either Emma Frost and is trying to get Jean to join the Hellfire Club, or she is Cassandra Nova. The character of Cassandra Nova was introduced in the Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely's run on the X-Men, and their costumes seem to be inspired by this run. We see a funeral, but who dies? Some claim that it is Jean herself, hence the Phoenix rising from the ashes, which is what happened in the comics and in X-Men 3. I noticed that one of the main characters from the last 3 films is not seen much in this trailer, and that's Quicksilver. So maybe he dies, or perhaps more than one person dies. I believe that it is Mystique for several reasons. One, Jennifer Lawrence has said how much she dislikes playing Mystique. 2, we see that Beast is depressed and he blames Professor for what happens, and we know that he was close to Mystique, and we see him hold her in his arms, and we see him switch to Magneto's side. So I believe that Jean kills Mystique at some point, and her death will tear the team apart, much like the Avengers were torn apart during Civil War. So this will be a fight between the X-Men. Not so much a physical fight, but more of an ideological fight. We also get flashes of military people, so I'm not sure how they figure into the story. I assume Jean does something bad and they are after her. And it seems that Cyclops will be her strongest supporter. As he says, Jean lost control, but she is still our friend. I believe this movie will end similar to how X-Men 3 ended, where Wolverine had to kill Jean, only this time it'll be Cyclops, or perhaps Jean will even kill herself. So overall, I'm not sure what to think. I see a lot of drama, but very little action, spectacle, hope, and joy. And in my opinion, superhero movies should have all of that, and it seems very depressing. I assume that Fox saw the success of Logan and wanted more of that, and I know I'm in the minority, but I hated Logan. However, this trailer makes me curious. There is a bit of mystery to the story, and I want to see what happens, but I don't want to see the movie to have fun and be entertained. So the trailer failed in that regard. I still want to see it, but not in a positive, exciting way. So what do you think of the trailer? Let us know in the comments below. I'm Tony Beers, and I'll see you next time.